are on GLP-1s, and I was like,
This creator was talking about food noise and what it feels like for her. And she was also talking about how someone had asked her her thoughts on GLP-1s and that she had trepidations, right? And in the GLP-1 community, we see this all the time where people are, thinking that it's much worse than it actually is. So, I'd like to take a second and kind of put things in perspective for you because one of the things that I do is I track the trends in the GLP-1 community. So, what I see most often is the one of situations where people have, not been properly educated by their medical team and they make a mistake that lands them either with a severe side effect or in the ER. For example, their medical team does not advise them on how to stay ahead of constipation rather than trying to treat it after it happens. And they go 10 days without a BM and then end up in the ER, right? And then they're shocked and they're like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. GLP-1s are terrible, right? We see that. But when you actually take a moment to get to the root of what happened, it's because they weren't properly educated by their medical team. And they also, as the patient, did not do their research. So that we see a lot of that. We also see a lot of the my mom's friends Billy Bob Josh kebab that you've never heard of before. She took a GLP-1 and then she had to have surgery and she almost died. Right? Like, I just had this happen to me in a Facebook group where someone was posting, they were new to a GLP-1 and somebody just pooped all over their post with an exact story like that. And this was somebody that was new to a GLP-1 and was asking for help. And then there was this long story about how, this person is the sucralose and the tab soda killed him and da-da-da, right? It's off the chain. The negativity that spews online is just unbelievable. So you have to take all of that with a grain of salt. Now, getting back to my original point, which is food noise. A GLP-1 has saved my life when it comes to food noise. And I want to be very clear, I have had food noise ever since I hit puberty. So one of the things that this creator mentioned is they were like, I'm so glad that my kids don't have food noise like I do. Now, I certainly hope that that stays the case, but it is important to remember there are 4 types of obesity, and if you need more info about that, I made a YouTube video where I go over all the different types. So it's important to know that we do have options that can save you from that daily mental weight. And when I tell you that I have had food noise since puberty, I mean, it's miserable. It is absolutely miserable. The ruminating on food, the constantly thinking about food, thinking about your next meal planning when there's no real reason to be meal planning, obsessing about food, having all sorts of cravings and things, and you just can't control it, and you don't understand why that voice in your head just won't be quiet. GLP-1s are great for that. So, why am I saying all of this? It's because this person specifically was talking about how they've lost over 100 pounds. And they wish that the food noise, right, wasn't so intense. That they're not really looking to get on a GLP-1 to lose weight because they have lost weight, but that the food noise is torturous. And I just want to say that there are so many options available to people right now. I have linked in my bio a telehealth company that offers microdosing, which is a perfect option if you are somebody who has already lost weight or you're in maintenance, right? And you just want to work with doctors who are educated about microdosing specifically to treat food noise. There are options. It doesn't have to be this big, scary thing. Now, for many of us who have a lot of weight to lose, I personally lost over 130 pounds, it's challenging. And we need the higher doses of these GLP-1s, and they're a godsend. But for some people, sometimes just treating the food noise can have a huge impact on their quality of life.